Quentin Tarantino is obsessed with movies. His movies are filled with constant homage, driven by genre and characters, and he uses basic devices to build suspense and relief. And all of this is on display in... But that's not what I want to talk about here. Tarantino isn't just obsessed with movies, but stories. And that's evident from the very beginning of the film, with this chapter format following different characters' points of view. Right from the opening scene, you're introduced to this farmer as a device to meet the villain of the film, Hans Landa. And everyone is obsessed with how well written and well acted the role of Landa is. There's a reason that Christoph Waltz won an Oscar for it. And it took me a while to understand what makes Landa so interesting, but I think I finally figured it out.
May I smoke my pipe as well?
Please, go and make yourself at home.
The pipe isn't just a way to compare Landa to the victim he's interrogating. It shows that he's Sherlock Holmes. And that's when I started to understand this movie. You have Shoshana, or Cinderella, the orphan who goes from an unfamiliar place and is courted by Prince Charming. But this time, Prince Charming is a Nazi war hero, and later, when a new Cinderella loses her shoe, she pays for it dearly.
Voila. What's that American expression? If the shoe fits, you must wear it.
Was jetzt, Oberst?
That's what's so great about this method. Tarantino takes a couple of Grimm Brothers fairy tales that originated in Germany and brings them forward in time to the Nazi era. However, that isn't the only thing he does. Each character has their own story and culture that they represent.
Now, I'm the direct descendant of the mountain man Jim Bridger. That means I got a little engine in me. And our battle plan will be that of an Apache resistance.
The goal of each character is to create and shape their own narrative. That's why Landa embraces the Jew hunter.
I, on the other hand, love my unofficial title, precisely because I've earned it.
And the Bastards created the Bear Jew. Still, this is very much a story of culture and language, and that's why Tarantino insisted that each character speak in the appropriate tongue at the appropriate times.
Gorlami.
Which is why this moment
3 Gläser.
turned the whole story upside down.
He ordered 3 glasses. We ordered 3 glasses. That's the German 3. The other looks odd.
Each character insists that they are the protagonists of their own story. We're so used to seeing characters like Landa portrayed as the good guy, where we can overlook their terrible acts, and characters like Aldo portrayed as the bad guy, where we fail to see their noble efforts. In the world of Inglourious Basterds, and in the real world, what matters to the story is that you're on the right side.
Tell me, Aldo, if I were sitting where you're sitting, would you show me mercy?
In Landa's own words,
And your mission? Some would call it terrorist plot.
they're killing the leaders of another country, and in doing so, they're changing the story. Tarantino rewrote history by having the Bastards kill Hitler, and they made sure that people like Landa will never be able to change their own story.
When you get to your little place on Nantucket Island, I imagine you won't take off that handsome-looking SS uniform of yours. Ain't you?
That people will remember.
What shall the history books read?
You know something, you bitch? I think this just might be my masterpiece.